My name is Lady V. I'm your workshop facilitator today and your licensed Heal Your Life coach and teacher. I'm a student of truth, and I am a grateful member of the First Center of Science and Religion. I'm glad to be here. I'm so excited to be here with you. I'm going to start off with a little bit of housekeeping. And one is that we're going to be using our reaction setting a lot, okay? Thumbs up, raise hands. We're also going to use our chat. And the reason why we're going to use our chat is because the session is being recorded. And with it being recorded, we have to respect that we can't call names and we can't show faces. So what we do is we speak through the chat, and I have the wonderful pleasure of having Jimmy as an assistant today. And so when we have these questions or we have these ideas, you can write them in the chat, and we'll try to, as much as possible, read them out loud. If we don't get to read it out loud, remember we have 10 to 15 minutes after the lesson where we share. It's not recorded, and we can just roll and rock and roll like a community as we do. Jimmy, when he does read your chat, he'll say, "and a friend says," and acknowledge you as a friend. And except for meditation and visualization, just have fun with your chat, feel free to post. Right now, and what I believe I do is I teach strategies. I teach strategies that you can use in order for you to build your spiritual kit. The things that I teach are things that allow you to build, enhance, and enrich your spiritual life. It's not the all in all, but it's the beginning. It's not the everything, but it's the sum of. So I'd like you to make sure that you understand it. I'm not a magic woman, even though I'm magical, but I know that these things that I teach work. We've been teaching the Creative Series for a long time. I've just become one of the teachers of it. Jimmy's been talking about living in divine order, the worthiness that we have and are just because we are. Last month we talked about acknowledging the body systems and what part each of them play metaphysically in our lives. So all of these things are awakening and sharpening our spiritual tools. So today I'm going to live the way I love to live, enjoy, and I'm going to welcome you to what I consider the ordering from the cosmic kitchen. How many of us love to eat? I know I do. So today, we're going to learn to create what we want in life by using powerful affirmations and visualization. Some of you might want to use some writing tools so you can write down some of the affirmations, some of the things that you learned, and some of the things that you do know and want to more in-depth talk about. So we are here in the Cosmic Kitchen, and you can place any order you want. The Cosmic Chef prepares the order at the right time, and it's delivered to you. We're going to learn the principles for placing our orders, how to clear the past, and how to use the law of attraction. How many of us meditate regularly? Okay. All right. And anybody want to write in the chat what kind of meditations you do? Anybody want to write that in the chat while I see some chats open. Someone says guided. You get two people guided. Anything else we're saying, hearing? No? Okay. All right. Guided meditation is great. Guided breathing, okay. clearing my mind,
meditations with affirmations.
All right. So let me share with you, meditation is a key ingredient to create what you want in your life. I am having a successful workshop, and trust me, before I got to you, I meditated. I saw it all. So meditation is a key ingredient to create what you want in life. It takes you to a quiet level called alpha consciousness. And this is different from the ordinary waking consciousness. It's more relaxed in state, and the thoughts are more powerful. So the changes you want in your life can happen more quickly if you meditate before doing your affirmations and your visualizations. In meditation, the relaxed alpha state opens a stronger connection with divine mind, spirit, mother, father, God, the cosmic kitchen, source, God, holy love. These are all amazing names that I hear people call their higher power. And the bottom line is God, higher power, is all expansive, all inclusive, and it is definitely yours as you understand it. We all have that connection at all times. Higher power never changes. It's us who evolve. So as we continue to use meditation, we have a different state than normal waking consciousness, and it's a state that's more creative. Our brain waves are different in that state, along with the physiological measurements. So just taking the time to meditate every day will give you a huge boost in working with your affirmations and visualizations, and we'll do another one later on. What I love about the First Church of Science and Religion, at 10:45 every Sunday, we start off with a meditation. Some place we can be so that we can be of that place where we are at peace. So if you want to continue to practice and be a part of, please come at 10:45 on Sundays, and you'll have that experience. The way I learned affirmations, and we'll go there, the way I learned affirmations and visualizations was through Louise Hay. I attracted her into my life when I was ready to receive more. That is important. Did you hear what I said? When I was ready. That's important. Not when I was ready, I attracted Louise Hay in my life. Something about my consciousness was saying, I'm ready for more. I'm ready for more of this enlightenment. I'm ready for more of this positive energy. I'm ready to heal more. I'm ready to be more. And so Louise came into my life. And it was also, I said this in the notes, but I don't need to say it, but maybe you need to relate, okay? I had to sober myself up in order to attract Louise Hay. We say in this system, when Dr. Greg talks a lot about how we digest things, and sometimes we constipated. Well, I had to get the stuff out in order to attract Louise Hay. She wasn't coming in with the stuff in. Okay, I had to have that little bit of, of willingness and letting that keep. So I got better. I had sobered up my body from all sorts of chemicals, all sorts of crazy relationships. And even when I was seeking, there was a woman that I was friends with, and I was like, "What are you doing?" She says, I'm studying metaphysics now. Really? So that was a new word for me. And even though when she said it, I didn't go, get healed or try to grow in that manner, but it was a seed that was planted, and I'm so appreciative of it. So then You Can Heal Your Life brought me a great joy. I then began to listen and read the teachings of Emmett Fox, Iyanla Vanzant, Marion Williamson, Esther Hicks, and Abraham, and many more. And through their spiritual teachings, I practiced. I didn't say I did. I said, I practice moving past obstacles using affirmations. And I want to make that clear. I practice moving past obstacles. So do I have obstacles? Yeah, we have obstacles. But I choose to use things that help me move past the obstacles. I always go back to Miss Sciatica. It was a temporary condition. And I had to use things to move past this temporary condition. It was painful. But I moved past it. I was able to rise above the pain and experience joy. So tonight we're going to go through 8 principles for creating powerful affirmations. And in this session, we might want to look at certain things like having wonderful relationships, meaningful careers, greater prosperity, a beautiful home, amazing health, a higher purpose in life, or I like this one, fearlessness when it comes to new adventures. Like whoever, skydiving, whatever. I mean, I don't want to go, but fearless, So we want to have some fun. And I also want to mention this because I know what kind of community I'm in. I want to mention that some of us have been doing affirmations for a long time. But reviewing them always brings us into a deeper understanding of how even we request and declare these affirmations. And it's a practice that never, ever, ever, ever gets too old. For those of us who are beginning to learn, welcome. You're in for the ride of your life. It's a wonderful place to be. It's a wonderful thing to learn. And so we teach this at our center, and it aligns with the teachings of Dr. Gregg as well as our beloved Jimmy. Everything is in divine order. Everything is always working out for me. I can see peace instead of this. All is well, and so it is. I am the whole bit. These are all examples of affirmations and declarations. So now we're going to do some screen sharing, and I'm going to go to the first principle of the cosmic kitchen and how you want to set yourself up with writing your affirmation. So the first principle is you need to decide what you want. Now, we're in a beautiful 5-star restaurant. Okay, I just want you to be there with me. And there is a cosmic kitchen just waiting to receive your order. How you want it. And so, even though it seems obvious that, of course I know what I want. There's been very mixed feelings about something you want, like a relationship or a new career. If you're not clear, the order to the cosmic kitchen isn't clear. The menu of life is infinite. So it's important to take time to really decide what you want. What are your dreams for career, health, relationships, and prosperity? Okay, so when you're in a restaurant, you don't tell the waiter or waitress to get you anything. You look over the menu, you narrow your choices, you narrow them down to a few, and then you make your selection. Right? And then you trust. You trust that the chef and the staff in the kitchen are going to respond to you and your order in the best way they can. And listen, we're not talking about a 2-star restaurant. No, this audience is not in a 2-star. We're in a 5-star restaurant. You got me? Okay. So let me give you an example. There was a woman who started affirming for job interviews, and she says, I affirm I have job interviews. And, you know, she got the job interviews, but she didn't get a job. She wanted job interviews. So it's important to be specific about what you want. So she got job interviews, but she didn't get the job. She said, or could have said, if she detailed that order, I have successful job interviews and wonderful job opportunities. Everyone wants to hire me. I love that one. So everyone wants to hire me, so what does that mean? I get choices where I want to work. That's what I want to do. I work at a job I truly enjoy. So you see the difference in someone saying, I want a job interview? Okay, here. You want a job interview? No, what I really want is a job. Oh, you need to ask for what you want. So it's important that when we look at the first principle in doing our affirmations, we really make a decision on what we want and try as much as possible to be specific with what we want. The second principle in terms of this cosmic kitchen ordering and using affirmations and being able to share and write affirmations is that the cosmic kitchen orders are positive, present tense, and personal. So you're going to state your affirmations as though they have already happened. Not I'm going to, I'm doing, I'm going to do. If you state them in the future, they will stay in the future. I am going to, wherever you're going to. I am doing, will do. So those kind of future tripping stuff doesn't work. You state them in a place of do, I am, I have, I receive, and you always connect it with something positive, and you always connect it with what you are in this moment doing. So let's see what I have here. I love this other piece that the universe, cosmic chef, doesn't connect with the word don't. So I don't want this. I think Abraham talks about it as contrast. You know, don't talk about what you don't want because the universe will, the universe will not hear what you don't want. Whatever you don't want, you'll get. So I don't want a pink Cadillac. What's going to happen? The universe hears pink Cadillac. The universe doesn't hear don't, and the cosmic kitchen doesn't hear don't. So you want to be positive. Don't is usually not positive. You want to be positive, and you want to be able to send out energy to create what you want. And I love to say words like I have, I receive, I am. And the law of attraction brings you to focus on that what you want and what you have, because it's present tense. I have a wonderful business. I have a phenomenal audience. Everybody appreciates me. So can you write down in your chat, I'm going to ask Jimmy to see if he can read some of the chats in terms of, if we just look at, if you put I receive and then put something on the side, I am, put something positive, present tense, and see what that looks like in the chat. Let me see what that looks like in the chat. Can we put the chat up and see what that looks like? Anybody? I am, I like that one, Jimmy. I am highly
loved everywhere I go.
I am highly loved everywhere I go. What's the, go ahead.
I am confident.
I am confident.
I have a wonderful, thriving business.
I have a wonderful, thriving business.
I receive many higher power job offers.
I receive many higher power job offerings.
I am blessed. I am unlimited.
I am blessed. I am unlimited.
I am whole and complete.
and I'm whole and complete. So you get it. It's positive, it's present tense, and it radiates an energy that the universe loves. I know the universe loves good feeling energy. I really do. So principle number 3. Let's go to principle number 3. Oh, I did write one for you too, because I did some homework too. So mine was, I receive all the gifts of the universe and my business flourishes. I have magnificent health. My body and mind are a perfect container that demonstrates this in phenomenal ways. I teach in a way that supports my being of service to love. That's my homework. I did that. So number 3, principle 3, include words that convey positive, energetic feelings. So it is things like, it feels wonderful that, I'm so happy and excited to be, it's fantastic to. Could you imagine me saying to the cosmic chat, it feels wonderful. I'm so happy. It's fantastic. You see the difference? So these words that we convey, we want it to be positive, we want it to be energetic, and we want those feelings to manifest in our energy. And Louise talks about it all the time. Change your thoughts, change your life. Let's try change your thoughts and feelings and change your life. I also like something that I heard once. It says, move a muscle and you can move a thought. So let's open our arms. Let's open our arms. Right now, open our arms. Let's smile. Yeah. Look at what a smile makes you feel like. I'm telling you, when I make myself smile, then it kind of is permanent because it feels so good to smile. I forget that. All I got to do is smile. It feels so good. So those are the kind of things that the universe will say, yes, I receive, I feel, I hear you. We used to call it in middle school, I said, do some gesticulation with that. So the kids would go, and they would, I am. And they would just, get that energy flowing and share those words positively. So at this point, when we use gestures that feel good, we feel good. I tell you, the universe got something on us because it appears to me when I do all these things, I feel good. And when I feel good, that stuff radiates out from me. Bam! When Dr. Gray talks about I'm the whole bit, I'm the whole bit. I make a decision. So I'm creating again, and I love this. This goes back to the Louise Hay teaching that we are co-creators. We are creating our life experience just by what we're deciding to do and be. Principle 4. Oh my God, this is when I have to take off my Apple Watch because it starts talking to me. Principle 4, trust the timing of delivery. Let go of your timeline. You see, I got the Apple Watch, the calendar, because I got to remember that my higher power created y'all who created the Apple Watch, the calendar, timelines, and all those other words and formats. So when I look at that, I want to. I don't like using words like I have to unless it's a good thing. I want to, I get to. See, I get to have the opportunity to respond. I have now the ability to respond positively. So I get to allow the universe to bring things together at the right moment for me. When I'm at a restaurant, what do? Okay, sometimes it depends. I just went to a restaurant with my girlfriends the other day and I was like, what's taking them so long? But usually, when I'm with a group of people and I'm at a restaurant, because usually we're there, the restaurant is just the setting. We're really there to enjoy each other's company. So here you are, you ordered your meal. Now what do? Do you run in the kitchen? Could you imagine yourselves? Do you run in the kitchen every few minutes to check on your meal? No. Do you ask the waitress how your meal is doing? No. Well, if you're a little peculiar, maybe you do, but most people are content to enjoy talking to the person or the people they're with for dinner. Most people are content with the ambiance of the restaurant. Most people are content with a glass of seltzer or a glass of wine, whatever you choose to, and wait. Let me ask you a question, and I'm probably going to have to look over there, but have you ever had a fleeting thought and had it manifest? Yeah, anybody? Like, wow. Even if it's for a friend, like, I wonder how she's doing. And then all of a sudden you get a phone call. Huh? I see some shaking of the heads over there. Yeah. And so, for me, I love James. James, Dr. Greg. 20 minutes before, I'm already saying I have the perfect parking place because I'm in Manhattan, New York City, y'all. I live in Queens, okay? Now, if anybody knows about New York, Queens is like the suburbs. We have parking all over the place. But New York, oh my God, tight. And so I'm already, visualizing my parking space. I think it was a half an hour before. I'm like, James, I'm on my way. I'm affirming a parking space. He says, there's one right here in front of the building. I'm saying, could you put the cone right there, please? But, so Louise always talks about the parking spaces and the red lights, there's no red lights, you just go down, green lights all down. Those are things that we do while we wait, They just come. It's almost like the universe is a mind reader. But we have to be in that allowance state. I love when Dr. Gray talks about that God, universe, source, higher power cannot work for you unless it works through you. Remember, we started out, I was ready to receive Louise. She didn't come knocking on my door and say, you know what, Vivian, you need me. You are a hot mess. No. Before I met her, I cleaned myself out. I had already found my higher power, and he was working through me, and he was cleaning out, and she was doing her thing, and Source was just giving me all these great vibrations, all these wonderful people who said, let me love you until you could learn to love yourself, and I was just getting all cleaned out, and then Louise came. And she said, here, take this book, it's called You Can Heal Your Life. Learn this mantra. I love myself. I love and approve of myself. And did I believe it? It didn't matter. But I said it. So just like this, we're going to trust the timing of delivery. You do what you need to do. You say, this is what I want. This is how I want it. The waitress has taken it into the kitchen, and now it's being brewed. So, you really need to be aware that these things that happen are in my favorite affirmation. Jimmy said it last week, divine order. And when these things happen in divine order, it's the universe demonstrating to you how easy it is to manifest anything. So when we talk about the parking space, and we talk about the red lights, and we talk about, oh my God, I was just thinking about you. I just was thinking about you and you call. This is the way the universe says, look, these are little miracles. Just wait. And I need to say, and this is my thing, I've taken this lesson from Patricia Crane. But I have had to put my own stuff in there, because Lady V, I got to put my own stuff in there. One of the things I love about the term waiting, they have something in the Bible, though, because don't have me, those who wait upon the Lord will renew their strength. And I say, but what am I going to do while I wait? Am I going to sit and wait? baby, you're going to say, okay, God got that. Let me go enjoy my life. Let me go enjoy my life. Let me see who I can love today. Let me see how I can be of service today. And then sometimes, I forgot what I ordered. Oh my God, thank you. Because I have left it in the hands of the cosmic kitchen. So let's be aware of any conflicting feelings, too, as we look at, this is not coming in my time. This is not coming in the right time. Let's be cognizant of what we tell ourselves. Because we need to be able to say, if we believe that the cosmic kitchen will deliver our order, we don't need to pay attention with any conflicting feelings like, oh, I'm not going to get it, or it's not going to be right, or it's not going to happen. Because I tell you, it's another secret. The cosmic kitchen probably responds to that fear feeling too. And that fear feeling has a lot to do with deservability. I don't deserve this. Some underlining thing. So when you feel that or you see it and you're aware of it, it's okay. Don't be afraid to get rid of it. We learn here. I choose to see this differently. I see the peace in this. I see the God in this. Thank you for sharing. See you later. I am, what's the new word we're using? Conviction. I have a conviction. That's our synonymous word to faith. Because, people have been using faith forever. It's kind of like, doesn't have that feeling. But when you say conviction, oh my God, it brings chills, yeah? So we learn to trust. And we learn to do things that allow us to say, okay, this is here. I know this is cooking up. I can't wait. But while I wait, this is what I'm going to do at this restaurant. I'm going to enjoy my friends. We're going to talk. We're going to cut up. We're going to have a good time. We're going to love each other. We're going to find out what's happening. And the cosmic chef will deliver. In A Course in Miracles, I just want to say, infinite patience produces immediate results. Infinite patience produces immediate results. I see some of y'all thinking about, what does that mean? The teachers of trust in God in this world, because they've learned that they're not governed by the laws, that they're not governed by the laws of the world, they're governed by the higher power, and the higher power is the divine timing and the divine order. And so once I go to that divine order, all is well. I don't have to worry about time. I don't have to worry about when it's coming, because I know it's coming. So we're going to trust the timing of this delivery, y'all. And remember, you deserve good. So don't say, oh my God, it's not coming. I knew it. Psst, that's fear. That's fear like, I'm not good enough. Let's say it out loud. I deserve great good. I don't see those mouths moving. I deserve great good. Good, I see you. All right, principle number 5. Let the cosmic chef decide how you receive your order. When you do an affirmation and then start imagining how it will happen, that's called outlining. This is something you want to avoid. I call it future tripping too. For example, you want a free all expense paid vacation somewhere, okay? If you start trying to figure out what you can do to get it, that's outlining. Using your finite self, listen to this, using your finite self to do what infinite self does easily and effortlessly. So there's no requirement in any of the 8 principles or any other principle that I know that says you have to figure it out. That's why we go into the cosmic kitchen, because we don't want to figure it out. It's too much of a burden to try to figure it out. Anybody try to figure it? I've tried to figure. I get tired. But when I ask for help as a co-creator, because see, co-creators ask for help. That means cooperation. That means you're in this together. It's not working by yourself in isolation. So our goal is to put the figuring it out, quote unquote, burden into the hands of our cosmic kitchen. And we use the principle of visualization maybe to guide us. And we'll do a little bit of visualization later on. Principle number 6, allow your inner wisdom to guide you in the right balance between action and allowing. So when you meditate, you ask for guidance in any action you are to take to help the cosmic kitchen. Remember when we first started off, we started off with a meditation. Some of us talked about how we use guided meditation. We talked about how the alpha consciousness allows us to get a little bit more deeper into what we want, feel, and need. So we want to ask for guidance in any action that we're taking, and that's what I love about where I am and who I'm with, is because we learn that the God is in me. I mean, of course he's up there, and of course he's all around, but it's in me. I'm good enough to have the God in me. Isn't that wonderful? I don't know about y'all, but maybe about 40 years ago, I used to think I was too dirty. I wasn't deserving of a God in me. Look at what I did. God can't exist in this. But today I know better. So I tap in, I turn on, I tune into the God in me to guide me. I have inner wisdom. All I have to do is be still and listen. And I love this. I listened to Abraham, and I love her when she talks about the concept of downstream and upstream. And she talks about when things are going downstream, it's flowing nice, easy. But when I'm trying to paddle upstream, I'm having to take breaths, and I'm doing all kinds of aerobic stuff, and I'm sweating. So when something is forced, I need to back off. I need to back off. I need to say easy. Because I see I am working with the finite self and not the infinite self. I am not cooperating. I am not co-creating. I am the one. And not the one we're talking about, the one. So we want to be able to visualize and affirm how we are moving easily and effortlessly towards working with the source, working with the cosmic kitchen to get to what we want. And there's a slogan I think says, just do the next right thing. Just do the next right thing. Don't dwell. Don't try to figure it out. I use this watch very well, and I hope it doesn't go off, but at certain hours, I have a pause alarm. And I literally pause and do a couple of gratitudes, or do a thank you God, or check in with my higher power, and just be still. It's a really good technique. And so what we will see as we simply ask for the inner wisdom is that things will literally fall into our laps. Fall into our laps. Principle 7. I wonder if that's a principle's name. Principle 7, are you here? No. Principle 7. Believe that you deserve to have a wonderful life. Jimmy had a lecture, I think a couple of weeks ago, that said, I am worthy. It used to be so hard to think that way about myself. I had to let go of all of the past, forgive myself, and understand that that was just my road. And then look at me now. I am worthy. So many people feel that they're not entitled, and this is really, we did some stuff. They're not entitled to health, wealth, happiness, and a wonderful relationship. And the truth is, we are all deserving of all good. Let's say it again. I am deserving of all good. And so it is. So when we repeat this a couple of times, we really absolutely know that we are. And there's some unfortunate things, and Dr. Greggs has brought it up, that when we were children, we weren't taught these things. Now, I'm going to tell you, I did teach my son because I knew better. Some of us who have children now, because we weren't taught well, we learned to teach well. But I wasn't born with that. I had a deficit, And now I see things differently. I'm willing to believe that I do deserve a wonderful life, and I am willing to believe I was going to write this in the chat, so I'll say it out loud. I deserve a wonderful life. I do believe I deserve a wonderful life. I do believe I deserve a wonderful life. Do you believe that you deserve a wonderful life? I do believe I deserve a wonderful life. Sometimes, I love this mirror. Sometimes y'all need to just carry a mirror whenever I come. Y'all just need to carry your mirror and I do believe I deserve a wonderful life. Y'all need to look in your mirrors and just tell yourselves that, and it's true. You deserve a wonderful life. Principle 8, feel gratitude to the universe and the cosmic chef for fulfilling your order in the most miraculous way. All of y'all know, most of y'all know, everybody on here knows that gratitude is a wonderful feeling at the heart level. It's a heart language. It's a language of the heart. It not only sends out positive energy around your affirmation, it also helps you with feeling the trust that is already being taken care of. Now, I just want you to, an example. Today, we bought a king-size bed, okay? We bought a king-size bed with that little thing I think it's something where you relax, you have the hybrid thing and it comes on it. And I have to climb into the bed, climb up and climb into the bed. And I'm talking to my girl, she says, how's the bed doing? I said, well, I gotta climb I said, but my girlfriend said that she has to do it too, and so it's okay. And my other girlfriend said, you know what, Vivian? You better be grateful you can lift those legs up and climb into the bed. I said, you're absolutely right. Because I had Miss Sciatica, and Miss Sciatica didn't let me climb on no bed. And so I must have, in that moment, as I speak to you now, in that moment, I must have said, oh, I need a bed for a sick person. But the universe didn't let me go with that, because I got a king-size bed for a healthy woman, So, and then gratitude also helps you with trust, that you trust that everything has been taken care of. I suggest that you, if you're not doing it already, start your day with a gratitude list. And then as I do, like I said, I do some pause on my phone, 8:30, 12:30, and some other time when the alarm goes off, I pause and I just say why I'm grateful or I am grateful. And it doesn't have to be, I know I'm drawn with all the colors, but it can be very simple. I'm grateful that I'm talking to you and I paused. Cultivating the attitude of gratitude will create wonderful miracles in your life because just the way you see things. I have a friend that walks in the park and it's just a regular green park with wooded area, but she sees stuff in the park like, what? She's Miss Mayor in the park. You walk with her, she smiles and she shakes me. I'm like, oh my God. But she sees the God in that park. That park is her source, you know? And in these little miracles, just, you know, sometimes my gratitude is, thank you, God, for letting me see the God in this. Thank you for letting me see the God in this. This penny that I just picked up from the floor. So now that I've talked about what affirmations are, and all of the ingredients you need in the cosmic kitchen, let me just talk from a perspective of it was written down, and let me read it to you, and I'll do my best to just read it through, and I'll put in my 5,000 cents in it, because I probably did it already. So why do affirmations work, and some other important questions. Okay, so the reason affirmations work is that there is a universal energy which we call divine mind, cosmic kitchen, unlimited potential, God source, mother, father, God. This energy is everywhere. And it responds to our thoughts and our feelings. Whatever our thoughts are, they are continually interacting with this energy, so we practice being conscious of what we want to send out. And I need to say why I come here. I come here to remind me of the language that I want to be reminded to speak, so that I can be in consciousness with my higher power, and that I can be a good person to you. See, when I learned affirmations, that was when I learned how to write them, when I learned how to say them, when I learned what they were. Then I had to learn how to practice them. And I had to learn how to practice them with people who knew how to practice them. You see, I don't even do these things in isolation. And just like I attracted Louise, I attracted this church. Because I was ready. Because I was willing. Because I was practicing. And the universe, like I said, listen. I am a millionairist. Okay, let me just say it like that. So what? My last affirmation was, I could be a millionaire, it's all I want. I want to learn how to manage money. I don't want to be like that lotto guy who wins $1 billion and then broke 5 years later. I want to respect the money. And, that's an affirmation. I'm a millionaire. Don't get it twisted. It's an affirmation. No, it is what it is. But when we do these affirmations, there are laws of attraction and law of gravity. And this is, again, why I come to the center, because I learn and practice this truth and to sharpen my spiritual tools. Dr. Greg talks about we are the whole bit. We are the whole bit. We're responsible. Louise talks about responsibility broken into a part is able to respond. Now, how we respond is we're the whole bit. We can't blame anybody on how we respond. I find my life is about forgiveness and love, forgiveness and love, forgiveness and love. Those are the prime things that I see in my life, forgiveness and love. So the law of attraction is always working, and it brings us the order that most closely matches our thought, feeling, and combination. And it can also bring you what you don't want. Because when you send out a strong feeling or thought that I don't, guess what? You're sending out the very image you don't want. Remember, the universe doesn't read the don't. It's okay if we're not perfect. We're not going to be perfect in our language. One random problem statement is not going to kill you. But we want to understand, and we want to be aware of our patterns. And that's another thing that I love, is that we learn to pay attention to the most important person in our lives, us. And we come in here and we learn how to have a consciousness with us and how to relate that consciousness with a higher power, so we're not always tripping ourselves up. So now that we've gone through all of the principles for creating effective affirmations and and why they're so effective, it's time to write some of your own. So I'm going to share the screen, and I'm going to ask you to write some of the affirmations for each of these sections. And I'm going to ask my text to pin that, because my beautiful eyes are just that. I need to read them. Okay, so I want you to, you can use the screen, some of the examples on the screen, but I want you to write one affirmation for each of these sections. So the first section, life, motivation, I'm glad to be alive, life loves me, I trust that the flow of events will produce perfect results. Another one, relationships with self. I love and approve of myself. I'm worthy of love just because I exist. Everybody loves me. Relationships with others. My relationships are filled with love and joy. I have the perfect love partner. Health. Every cell in my body is alive with health and energy. My body is strong and healthy. Every system in my body functions exactly as it was intended to. I am at a healthy body weight. Right livelihood and financial abundance. I use all my amazing talents and abilities in my ideal career position. I know and follow the divine plan for my life. I'm grateful. My income is constantly increasing as I work the same or fewer hours. My financial supply is endless and flows to me in many ways. I have more than enough money for my expenses and desires. I keep the flow going by contributing to others. And self-development. My self-awareness is constantly increasing. I enthusiastically focus on positive, healthy, and loving thoughts. I am organized, and it feels so good to be loved by me. I'm patient and kind. I easily express my thoughts and feelings to others. I trust my inner ding, my inner wisdom, knowing that the answers are within me. My body remains relaxed and my mind throughout the day alert. So I'm going to give you a couple of more minutes to kind of write some of these down. And I'm going to ask Jimmy and I'm going to just turn a little over here and see what the chat's bringing up for us, if anybody wants to share. You'll also be able to share after we close the lesson and we open it up. Let's see what we have. I have an amazing, healthy relationship. Okay. I have abundant energy and I share the wealth. Okay. Can someone on the team post the affirmations in the chat? They might be able to copy. Yeah, they'll do that in the chat. Absolutely. I love myself. I am healthy. All right. We're going to continue with this part after the sharing session. Okay, that's what we'll do. And we're going to go into our last part, which is the visualization. All right? And what we can do is really put those affirmations through a visual technique. And I'd like to just start off by reading to you something that I read in the Daily Word today, and it says, "My imagination leads to manifestation." We can rhyme. My imagination leads to manifestation. I may have said the words I imagined for years without fully understanding the extent of their creative power. Imagination is an essential step in creation. Imagination is an essential step in creation. It is a spiritual gift that I use to give shape to the divine ideas I claim in prayer to bring more prosperity, more peace, and healing into my life. So as I imagine, I picture how I will use these divine ideas after they manifest. That is what your visualization is going to do. You're imagining these things and you're imagining how they manifest. And again, how we said it in the cosmic kitchen. Perhaps I'm in conflict, but I can imagine harmony restored. If I am experiencing lack, I can imagine sufficient abundance to meet my needs. If a healing need arises, I can imagine myself restored to health and vitality. Now then, when I imagine, I am aware of my immense creative power and use it mindfully. There you go again. You're the whole bit. You have been born with creative intelligence. You have been born with creative powers. Now take one of those affirmations. I'm going to guide you through a visualization, and I'm going to go off screen. But I want you to really get into your subconscious mind. And what I love about your subconscious mind is it doesn't know the difference between the reality you create inside and the reality you create on the outside. So visualization is a powerful tool for creating what you want. This was a successful workshop. I saw it already. I saw it from the beginning to the ending. It was a wonderful, listen, I was singing in the beginning. I didn't see myself singing when I came on. But I saw myself having fun. So I want you to look at the affirmations that you've written. Choose an area of your life where you're most interested in making a shift.